welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Oneida County Sheriff Rob Masial is our guest. He's been the sheriff since
January 1st of 2011.
2011. And when are you up for re-election again?
I'm halfway through, so I'm starting my second year of the third term, so I'm technically halfway through. So I've got a couple more years before we have to worry about campaigning again.
You know, I always thought, before we get to drones, I always thought it's kind of an interesting thing that some judges, sheriffs, they're non-political, but they have to be political once every...
We have to be political to end up on a ballot.
Yeah.
Once we get the job, obviously, I'm the sheriff for everybody. It doesn't matter to me whether someone's a Republican, a Democrat, Independent, whatever the case may be. It's my job to serve everybody. And it's kind of neat because the sheriff, as the chief law enforcement officer of your county, it's your county that chooses your sheriff. So we are, you know, in other words, we are the people's lawman. They choose their sheriff. There's no term limit because it's a constitutional office. There can't be term limits. But in my opinion, the term limit is a decision up to the people. I mean, the people decide whether the term is going to end or not.
Yeah, and it's not the sheriff's department, it's the sheriff's office.
Sheriff's office, independently elected by the people of the county we serve, and you know, we're not a department. Sure, we're part of county government, but we're an independently elected office.
And the office, not too long ago, got drones, right?
We started our drone unit earlier in 2019. Currently, we have 7 drones, I believe. We have 7 pilots, and when I say pilots, they're not airplane pilots, but you do have to be certified by the FAA, and they do obviously carry that title of pilot. It's pretty cool to see the technology that's there. Our drone unit is overseen by Chief Deputy John Owens. That's an initiative. He came to me. He wanted to really get into this, and it took us probably 2 years for a couple reasons. I mean, when we do something, we want to do it right. It's not as easy as going to the store and buying a drone kit and, you know, just putting it up in the air. There's a ton of training that goes into this. Obviously, like I said, we have various types of drones. We have little tiny ones that can fly in a house. So if we have a standoff or a hostage situation or an armed individual, instead of sending a human being, you know, a police officer in there to check for the armed individual, we can fly a little drone in there. Okay, so if he knocks it down, at least we didn't lose a life. So it's a great opportunity. We just got our license. It's advanced. We just got our COA to now fly at night. Again, we've got that approval. We're very fortunate here with the cooperation from the county executive's office, the cooperation from our aviation commissioner at Griffiths International Airport, as you know, one of 6 drone test sites in the country. So there's a lot of technology for us. And in our drone unit, it's not only for law enforcement, we've opened it up to any public entity in the community. So if there's a highway superintendent anywhere in this county that wants to get an aerial footage of maybe some flooding, if there's a fire chief during a working fire, if they want to get an aerial view from top of, you know, what they're dealing with, or a building collapse, you know, we can funnel the video from that drone into a command post so you can watch it on a big screen. It's just amazing. Excuse me. It's amazing what we can do, and it's just it's a great opportunity, and I'm just glad that we, you know, as the sheriff's office, we're leading the way in this technology.
Would a drone, Oneida County Sheriff's Office drone, be used for surveillance?
Never. That's part of our development of our program. That's what took so long. Policy of drone use is just as important to me as the actual drone itself. In many cases, it's more important. These drones will never be weaponized. These drones won't be used for surveillance. Obviously, if it ever got into a situation where there was footage of something, it's going to be, you know, we would follow the strict search warrant procedure. We will never use these things to spy on people, absolutely not. Accident reconstruction, crime scene reconstruction. We used one of our drones the other day on a major crime scene that we were on for reconstruction purposes. We were able to literally take over 400 photos in seconds and take measurements off those photos in minutes, as compared to the old-fashioned way, which would take hours out on a crime scene with a camera and a tripod.
The sheriff's office recently, and I saw them in the paper, had a long list of commendations. What do you do that once a year?
We do that once a year. It's an important, obviously, part of, you know, because there are critics out there who say, well, isn't this their job? Yes, it is. But when a member of the sheriff's office goes above and beyond, whether it's risking their life, saving another life, working for us in 5-year increments without ever getting a reprimand, those are all things we want to reward people for, and obviously it's a morale booster. Certainly it's part of our accreditation. To keep our accreditation status, we have to do award ceremonies on an annual basis. And so it's important. And like I said, when someone does something good, I want to be able to tell them good job. A pat on the back goes a long way. I've been involved in things over my whole career, and you go that extra mile, and you need that little thank you. I mean, it means a lot.
Everybody likes to be recognized.
Yes.
You mentioned accreditation. Where do you stand with that?
We are fully accredited. Actually, this multicolored pin that I'm wearing, every member of the sheriff's office, no matter what division they now wear this pin, because with the recent accreditation of our corrections division about 1.5 years ago, our agency is now fully accredited. Patrol, civil, and corrections. We're one of only a handful of sheriff's offices across the state that is fully accredited. So we wear this pin proudly because that's an accomplishment that not many agencies can say that they have.
Do you have to go back and get that recertified?
Every 5 years there's a recertification process, and getting the accreditation is very difficult. Keeping the accreditation is even more difficult because in that 5-year period in the years leading up to that 5 years, you've got to keep a file on the 140 or so policies for each of the divisions, and we have to prove to the accreditation monitors that come out that we're following the accreditation standard. So each accreditation standard has a file, and in that file is our proof that we're following the accreditation. So I have one individual in each of the 3 divisions that's an accreditation manager, and it's their job to make sure that we're following our accreditation standards.
All right, when we come back, let's talk about snowmobiling.
Sure.
And the sheriff's office has a role to play there as well. Rob Machel's our guest. Short break, right back.